My friends has a pet shark? And the answer was 0. So I took him home and I named him Sherman. I like alliteration. And so I put him in a tub of water. And I thought it was the coolest thing, right? You know, I had my own shark. And about 3 days in, Sherman started slowing down a little. I was like, Sherman, what's wrong? And suddenly it dawned on me, sharks swim in salt water, not bathtub water. So I got my cousin to pick up the other side of the tub and we carried him out to the ocean, sat the tub down on the sand and I picked him up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set you free now. Don't forget me. And I put him in the surf and he tried to swim away and he was so weak and he's so tiny that the waves kept pushing him back in. And I was like, I killed Sherman. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? He's too weak. And then I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll carry him out myself. So I picked him up and I started wading out into the water. I got deeper and deeper. And when I got right by him, I'm like, goodbye, Sherman, I love you. One more time. Ow, ow, ow. And then I put him under the water and he swam away. Maybe he's killed a swimmer somewhere now. Maybe he's attacked a boat somewhere. We can only hope. I'd like to think, you know, proud dad. You know? So, I love sharks. So, I love free. Oh my gosh, can we do a free thing right now?
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about free, y'all.
Y'all.
So, you know the other voice actor that plays my rival, Haru. Don't say his name. It's not allowed to say his name in my panel. But, when we, of course we can, I'm just teasing. But when we were cast, Funimation came to us and they said, hey, we would like to promote the release of Free. Your two characters are kind of rivals. Would you be willing to do a swimming race? And you still, wow, you're good. She's good. And of course, I was like, well, sure, absolutely. And Todd was like, yeah, I'll do a swimming race. As soon as I agreed to this, I started thinking, uh-oh. I'm freaking 20 years older than him. And he works out like a crazy person. He could beat me. Like, I'm really athletic. I've played sports, swimming, soccer, baseball, football, my whole life. Todd has not done so much of that, but he's in good shape, and he's 20 years younger! I was like, oh dang, this could go either way, right? But I was like, well, you know, I said yes, made the commitment. So I have to do it, right? So Funimation sent a film crew, and Todd and I descended upon a swimming pool in Dallas, and we had the race. Would you like to see it?
Yes!
Tech Man, will you roll that video, please?
You know, I gotta say, they're both in excellent condition in real life. I'm gonna go with Todd then. I gotta go with Todd.
I'd say Todd. I think he's younger than Vic.
I think Todd would win.
one up for Grandpa. Let's see. So that was a long introduction to Free on my list. Brothers Conflict. Oh my gosh, have you seen that show? My character is such a jerk. Why? I don't know. Durarara. Black Butler. Oh my gosh. You want to hear my Black Butler story? So I auditioned for Black Butler, like at the very beginning. At the very beginning. And you have to have a British accent, right? So I did my best British accent. And I sent in my audition, and the director wrote me back, and she was like, hey, thanks for the audition, really great audition, but your British accent sucks. And I was like, crap. So, I didn't get to be in the first, but then season 2 came along. And they asked me to audition for Claude in season 2. And so I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna do it good. I'm gonna do the best flippin' British accent ever. And I really worked hard on it. I even got a buddy of mine from freaking London to listen to my audition and tell me how it sounded. And he's like, yeah, it sounds really good. So I sent it in, felt really good. I'm finally gonna be a part of flippin' Black Butler. And I sent in my audition, and they're like, hey, thanks for the audition, really great, but your accent still sucks. So I'm like, dang it, I'm never gonna get to be in stupid Black Butler. And then finally, the third one came out, Book of Circus, and yes, and I got to play Little Peter, and so I'm very excited to be a part of Black Butler. Heroic Legend of Arslan, Garo, Rage of Bahamut, Show by Rock. Oh my gosh, Show by Rock's the cutest thing ever. You want to hear something funny about Show by Rock? The character that I play is a pop star, and his name is Shuzo, and in Japanese he is played by a guy named Mamoru Mayano. You know why that's important? Because Mamoru Mayano also played Zero in Vampire Night. Oh wait, he also played Ring in Free. And he also played Tamaki in Oran High School. So basically I'm stalking this poor Japanese guy. He doesn't even know that I'm following him around, stalking. Let's see, Show by Rock. Ruby? I love me some Uncle Crow. Love me some Uncle Crow. Lord Markson of Venatus, Ladybug. A couple of video games, God Eater, Battle Battalions, Escaflowne, any old schoolers in there? They're doing a new Escaflowne dub, and I got to play this character. And my favorite part of being in Escaflowne is I played the older brother, and guess who plays my younger brother? Aaron Dismuke, who voiced Alphonse in Full Metal Alchemist. So, yay, brothers together again. World of Winx, Tonare, Uchiwari, Anti-Gang, Alno Zero, Pillars of Eternity, Fairy Tale! I have been dying to be a part of Fairy Tale. Every time I see Todd, I'm like, Todd, I will give you money if you will put in a good word for me. And of course Todd says, sure, I'll put in a good word for you. And so, but I don't think he does. Because it took way too much money. Strike Witches, Garo Crimson Moon, Charlotte, Digimon. The new Digimon, I'm playing Matt in the new Digimon. Rio Rainbow Cafe, Charger Girl Judicon, World of Warcraft, Asterix War, Star Trek Online. Okay, this is personal. Now it's personal. I love Star Trek, as you guys know, and to finally get to be a part of official Star Trek, being a part of the video game, and I'm actually playing this captain of a starship. And he comes on to the Enterprise and talks with Spock, Chekhov. But you want to hear the best part? Many, many years ago, Star Trek Online sat down with Leonard Nimoy and recorded thousands of lines of dialogue with him that they could use in multiple different settings. So I got to have a conversation with Leonard Nimoy in Star Trek. Is that amazing? The little 12-year-old Nick McGowan was like, so excited. Mobile Legends, Skip Beat, Seven Nights. There's one I'm not allowed to talk about yet. Rowan Kenshin movie. Not allowed to talk about those yet. So, okay, I should stop. So I'm working on those things, which keeps me pretty busy, and then I'm working on the Star Trek series. Now listen, you guys, can I just say, whether you're a Star Trek fan or not, go home and check out StarTrekContinues.com, all right? The original series of Star Trek back in the 60s was canceled, abruptly canceled in its 3rd season. And yet, if you remember the opening to that show, Captain Kirk used to say, "These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. It's a 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds and seek out new life." So it was supposed to be a 5-year mission, and they only did 3 years. So we've created this web series, and my dear beloved little brother Todd plays Spock, and Chuck Huber, another amazing voice actor, plays McCoy. Grant Imahara from Mythbusters plays Sulu. We've got a great cast of people. We have 7 full-length episodes online, free. There's the big word. Free to watch. So go home and check us out. Like us on Facebook. Tell your parents about it. Tell your uncle, you know, the guy that loves Star Trek so much. And your school teachers, anybody, because we've worked really hard to make it look and feel and sound as much like the original series of Star Trek as possible. So check that out, StarTrekContinues.com. So that's what I'm doing. Keeping busy and then doing event appearances. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. So if you have a question for me, wow, that was great. I have a question. Why do you talk so much? Yes.
A lot of people are saying that we're in the golden age of animation with all the material that's been coming out nowadays. I'm curious, what is your opinion on that? And also, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to you, my friend. Did you get that? That we're in the, a lot of people are saying that we're in the golden age of anime, and how do I feel about that? You know, it's so funny you should say that, because I was sitting backstage during opening ceremonies yesterday, and I was watching clips from different shows and meeting people that are voice actors from different shows, new shows that are coming out. And I remember when I started voice acting, and it was, anime was just this little subculture, you know, this little niche thing that not a lot of people knew about, didn't have some kind of a huge fan following, it was just like a little group of people that just really loved it. And to see where it has gone and how it has grown, and I am so blessed, and I use that word on purpose. I am so blessed and so grateful to have been able to get in on it when it was so small. Nowadays, you know, it's grown so big and so many people are wanting to get into it, and I'm just lucky enough that I got into it when it was still very small. But I hope that it continues for a long time. I hope it doesn't get overblown. You know what I mean? There's a certain, you guys, can I just tell you that the anime industry and anime fans are the best, most wonderful, enthusiastic people I've ever met. I do a lot of conventions all over the world, and I'll do conventions with major, like real celebrities, you know what I mean? Like real stars, like William Shatner, or David Tennant, right? Or people, or Mark Hamill, you know what I mean? I'll do conventions with him, and I'll be signing at a table here, and William Shatner is signing at a table 5 feet away from me. And no matter where I go, or who I'm signing with, celebrities, or whatever convention, I always see and feel so certain the anime fans are so enthusiastic, and so supportive, and so kind. And you can see a difference between anime fans and the rest, like sci-fi comic book fans. And I always tease the other celebrities about it. I'm like, yeah, you may be making $50 an autograph, but I have the best fans ever. Anime fans are the best. And I'll have to tell you someday my Darth Vader story, but that's another story. So I hope that it doesn't get too commercial too big. You know what I mean? I hope we are able, no matter how large the anime world grows, I hope we're able to maintain that kind of family support and enthusiasm, because it's what makes it special. There are probably a lot of people in here who fell in love with anime before anime was cool. You know what I mean? A lot of people in here probably can tell stories about being made fun of, or being teased, or being bullied a little bit because they liked something that was maybe a little weird, or maybe not the generic thing. But now, as it's growing and more people are finding out that it's actually freaking awesome, you guys are like, I was anime when anime wasn't cool, you know what I mean? Like, I was in on this from the very beginning. I always knew how awesome it was. You guys are like, you know, out in front, riding that cool wave. So I hope it doesn't, I hope as more and more people get involved with it, I hope we're able to maintain that family feeling. And that would be my hope. That would be my greatest hope. And you know what? There are a lot of bullies out there, you guys. There are a lot of bullies. There are even bullies in the anime world. It's like, I don't even understand that. How does that even happen? Can I talk to the camera for a minute? Here, follow me. Do you have a zoom on that camera? Let me get some light. Here, zoom in right here. Come on in. Yeah. Oh! Stay a while, right here. Okay, everybody look at the screen. I don't understand how people who have been bullied in their lives for liking something that was a bit off the normal path end up coming into this industry or this anime world, and then they bully other people. Don't they remember what it was like to be bullied? Can you even conceive that someone who has been bullied would ever bully somebody else? That's really sad, isn't it? And here's what I want you guys to remember. Bullies, if you're able to have this kind of love in your heart, bullies should be pitied. Because they think so little of themselves. They think they're so insignificant and so unimportant and so anonymous that they have to pull you down or make fun of you to try to make themselves feel better about themselves. So they should be pitied in a way. But you guys, do me a favor. If you ever see people online bullying other people, stand up for what's right. There are a lot more of you good guys than there are of those bad guys. But the bad guys always tend to make more noise. Did you ever notice that? The bad people and the negative people always tend to make more noise than the millions of wonderful people. So here's what I want to encourage you guys to do. Be a voice for good. Be a voice for love and for light and for kindness and support. Because God knows this world needs it bad. And especially in this anime world that we've built, all of us, we built it. All of you, we've all built this beautiful thing. Don't let people come in here and pull it down, okay? All right, I'm done. Question. Yes. Are you Slytherin? I can't talk to you unless you're Slytherin.
Oh.
Gryffindor.
Okay.
So, like many of your fans here, I've watched your YouTube videos with different panels and stuff. So, do you have any new fan stories that have happened to you?
You know, there used to be a time when I put all those things online. And they're still out there. They will never go away. Somebody asked me last night, in fact, this gentleman right here, this gentleman and his beautiful daughter, Raleigh, flew here from Northern California. How cool is that? Give them a big welcome. And he saw me last night on the street and he said, "Hey, has anyone licked your hand lately?" And I'm like, wait a minute. Dad's watching the videos now too. You know, I've had some really wonderful experiences. No, I haven't put any videos online lately. Star Trek takes up all of my time, producing that and getting everything ready to shoot episodes. And then when you finish shooting them, you have to edit them and do all the sound design and the music. So it takes a lot of time. I haven't had the chance to put any new ones online. But I will say, nothing quite as creepy has happened lately. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, don't jinx it by saying that. Question? Yes, my dear.
What got you started in voice acting?
What got me started in voice acting? You know what? I've been acting since I was probably younger than you. And I loved performing, mostly because of Star Trek. Sorry, I keep talking about Star Trek. But I loved it so much, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of making stories that moved people the way the original series of Star Trek moved me. So I would audition for plays at school, and church productions, and community theater. I would even go to drama camp. Did you guys ever go to YMCA camp or any kind of summer camp, like athletics camp or horse camp or archery camp or something? I went to a drama camp.
Same.
Where literally each day you would learn something new about theater.
I'm a theater major.
Are you really? Is that awesome? So one day we would learn how to build flats. The next day we would learn how to make costumes. The next day we would learn about stage makeup. The next day we would learn about blocking. The next day we would learn about lighting. And meanwhile, while we're learning all these things, we're actually rehearsing a play. And at the end of the camp, the week or 2 weeks of camp, we would put on the play, doing all of the things that we learned throughout the week. So I've been acting since I was very young. And about 18 years ago, before you were born, is that scary? Before you were born, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, I was living in Houston, Texas, and I was working on video production and writing music professionally. And this guy that I was working with said to me one day, "Hey, you have a lot of acting experience, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You should go and audition for this place here in Houston. They buy these animated Japanese shows and they dub them into English and they're looking for actors." All I heard was looking for actors. Okay. Did they pay money? I don't know. What do they do with it once they record it? I don't know. I just wanted to act, right? So I went and I auditioned and I got cast as Vega in Street Fighter 2. And so after that I thought, well, that was a fun little weird one-time departure, right? I went back to writing music and video production and stuff. And a few weeks later they called me and said, "Hey, you want to come and do another character? We have another show. It's called Evangelion." And I'm like, "Well, that's a cool name, sure." Did I ask them how much money I'd be paid? No. Did I ask them what they were going to do with it? No. Did I ask them if I was going to make us famous? No. I just wanted to act. So I went and did it again. And then another show, and another show, and another show. And then, about 2 years into that, somebody came up to me, one of the other voice actors came up and said, "Hey, you want to go to an anime convention?" And I was like, "What? They have conventions for this?" I was like, dang, I went to Star Trek conventions when I was a little kid, dressed in Captain Kirk uniforms that I made myself, thank you. But I didn't even know they had anime conventions. So I was a guest at an anime convention in Ohio, OhioCon in Columbus. And I was blown away. I was sitting at a table and these people would come up with wall scrolls with characters I did on them. I was like, oh! And the action figures and pencil boards. I was like, this is the greatest day ever. I didn't even know this stuff existed. So I started attending conventions. I'm still voice acting in Houston, right? And then one day I meet some people from Funimation in Dallas, 4 hours north of Houston. I didn't even know Funimation existed. I thought AWA was the only company that did this stuff. What do I know, right? So the guys from Funimation said, "Hey, would you like to be in Dragon Ball Z?" And I said, "Yeah! What's Dragon Ball Z?" I didn't care. Was it popular? I don't know. Were they gonna pay me? I don't know. I just wanted to act. So I went up there and I played Broly, and then I did Yu Yu Hakusho, and Case Closed. So I started working at Funimation and AWA in Houston. And I'm going to conventions, and I meet some people from New York, and they say, hey, you want to come be in Pokemon? And I was like, yeah, I have heard of Pokemon. And then I met people from Los Angeles, and they said, hey, you want to come and be in Bleach? Vampire Night? You know, whatever, fill in the blank. A lot of stuff that I've done out there. So that's crazy, isn't it? Like, I didn't do that. You know what I mean? I didn't plan that. I didn't strategize it. I just loved something. And I followed that love and that passion wherever the doors opened, and they led me here. So you can understand why I'm on my knees every morning in gratitude for the things that have happened, because I didn't plan it. I had no idea it would turn out as it has. And I'm so profoundly grateful for what I get to do. And I hope I get to do it until I can't do it anymore. Until they have to prop me up in front of the microphone. Let's see. Oh, yeah, come on, girl. You know I gotta talk to you. Yes, sweetheart.
Do you have a favorite model?
A favorite?
Model?
A favorite model, like Heidi Klum? I was just, oh, a motto! Do I have a favorite motto? Do you have a favorite motto?
I can't think of anything right now.
I know, it's hard when somebody asks you, right? It's like,
I guess when you go through hard times, you just have to go along for the ride.
I love that. I love that. You know, here's my motto. Give me your hand. You know what my motto is? This is my motto for today. Because you just asked me, and I have to come up with a motto. Here's my motto. If you're having a rough time, if things are bad in your life right now, you guys out there, if you're having something really difficult you're dealing with, and you're feeling the weight of it, and God forbid you're feeling like you just want to give up, the sun's going to rise tomorrow, and it's a brand new day, and anything is possible. Tomorrow, anything is possible. Do you understand that? As bad or as difficult as things may be right now, anything could happen tomorrow. And you always press toward that. If you could pick any one day in your life and go, man, if that was the only way it ever was, it'd be pretty crappy. But then you could pick 100 other days in your life that were wonderful, right? And you know what else? I'm going to tell you something else. On your worst day, you guys, on your worst day, you have 100 things to be grateful for. You just don't think about it. We take them for granted. Everybody, do me a favor. Take a deep breath. That air you just took into your lungs, you didn't buy that. You didn't build it. You didn't even earn it. It's just there for you, right? And you breathe 1,000 times a day and you don't even think about it. That's a gift. Look around. Look at some of the beautiful faces around you. Look at some of the amazing cosplay around you. Those eyeballs, you didn't build those. Are you getting my point here? On your worst day, everybody in this room has people in their lives that love them. I guarantee it. Oh, I'm unlovable, nobody loves me. That's bullshit. Everybody has somebody that loves them. And on your worst day, you have tons of things to be grateful for. Can I encourage you guys to try something for me? You know what I did? 2 years ago, if you saw this in a video, I'm sorry. Because people videotaped the panels. But 2 years ago, on New Year's Eve, what do you do on New Year's?
Countdown.
Make a resolution, right? So I was New Year's Eve, and I'm like, I need a resolution. What am I going to do for a resolution this year? I can't think of anything. And then I thought of something. My New Year's resolution was to be more grateful. Instead of being eaten up and ticked off by what I don't get and what I don't have, try to focus on what I do and be grateful for it. And so I'm thinking, okay, how in the world do you remind yourself to be grateful, right? How do you consciously remember to do something that you just don't normally do? And then it struck me, how do you remind yourself to do anything? You set an alarm, right? You're not gonna wake up at 7 a.m. by yourself. You're gonna set an alarm to make sure you wake up, right? So I set an alarm every day at noon. No matter where I am, I could be in a recording booth and my alarm's gonna go off. I could be on an airplane and my alarm's gonna go off. Every day it goes off at noon. And no matter where I am or what I do this. Just that. 10 seconds. 5 seconds out of your day to just stop and contemplate all you have to be grateful for. And you know what? The whole trajectory of your day can change. Try it. I've told people about